leading out this trailblazing Pacific Island outfit, now based in Japan, Afayake. And aren't we going to be treated to a spectacle with their Himbi Tau, the war cry, the crowd igniting, over 20,000 fans as the Pacific Islanders take the field here at the beautiful Adelaide Oval, a test cricket ground for 120 years.
Isn't it great to see the Pacific Islands together? We've been waiting a long time for it.
This historic starting 15 contains 7 Fijians, 5 Tongans and 3 Samoans. 1 to 4 in the tight 5 forwards are Tongan strongmen led by Afayaki. Samoa's 3 reps are all in the back line. 10 Vili, 13 Mapasua, and also Fa'atau on the wing. Number 9 Moses Rauluni is the skipper of the championship winning Fiji side. And watch out for the exciting countryman Sitaveni Sivivatu.
Moses Rauluni, he's the player that'll have to glue this team together tonight. Played 24 tests for Fiji. He's just recently signed for English club Saracen, plays most of his rugby in the UK. And the tight forwards of Australia will have to stay close and tighten up, because he will test them out tonight close to the ruck.
With me in commentary, Tim Horan and also Dan Crowley, former Wallaby prop.
Well, the Australians getting together now. They realise they've got a tough game on their hands tonight. Here's George Greig, and he's going to have to pull the guys together. Mentally, they have to make sure they don't let themselves wander. They're supposed to win this game, but it's going to be a tough one. They will be tested.
George Gregan AM after the recent Queen's birthday honours list. And another rousing ovation for the Wallabies, who've started in splendid style with twin victories over the Scots and then a thumping 51-15 win. A couple of Fijians in the Aussie lineup, Randiki Samo and also Lote Tungiri. And there we saw Clyde Rathbone with that splendid 3-try effort last week. It's an unchanged starting lineup, but Waratahs, Whittaker and Burke returning to the bench. It's the same front 5 forwards for the 5th test in a row. Samo faces 7 of his Fijian countrymen tonight, as does Takiri. 5 New South Wales forwards in the Wallaby pack, but it's an all ACT Brumbies backline, bar left wing Lote Takiri. Nathan Sharp, the only Queenslander in the starting 15.
Randiki Samo. Been a little bit quiet in the first couple of tests he's played so far, but he's up against a few of the names that he knows and used to knock around with. So he'll be wanting to put in a big one today, because he's got to start getting it right, because he's got the big New Zealanders coming up shortly.
And his mother, Essie, and father, Jacob, watching in the village of Naroewa. And all of Denarau Island glued to their TV sets and their radio receivers for this historic test match tonight. So we'll have the Australian anthem first up, Tim Horan, and then the Himbi Tau, the dance of war from the Pacific Islanders.
Well, rugby supporters wouldn't seen the dance before, very similar to the haka. Great to see.
Australians, oh, let us
And now the moment we've all been waiting for. Dominic Finotti, who is the baggage master and trainer for the Pacific Islanders, will lead the Thimby Tau in his traditional warrior dress. He choreographed this, and it was also an adaptation from Manu Samoa's war cry in 1991 at the World Cup. The photographers are gathering, and leading the way here, Dominic Finotti.
I don't know what he was saying, but he's not happy.
Do you think the Pacific Islanders are ready for a test match tonight? By the look of that, they certainly are.
Dominic Finotti, the inspirational, spiritual leader of the Thimby Tau, and now Troy Casadale. The International Rugby Board is treating this as a summit clash. They have given us their two top referees, the two best in the world. Andre Watson, the man in charge. His very last test match here at the Adelaide Oval. There's Dovi Barata. And Paddy O'Brien is the touch judge as the match gets underway and doesn't go the 10 metres. Because the Pacific Islanders play the ball, the referee plays advantage. And that's Latui the hooker, so not a good start from the Wallabies.
Costly mistake by Stephen Larkham at the start, kicking off the cricket pitch in the centre.
Maupasua looking for the touchline, Joe Roth across. And some great covering here by the number 8. Sisa, Koiumayambole, almost to halfway. This is Vili and Loaki from the Chiefs in Hamilton. Latui the hooker. They love to run these big tight forwards, Dan Crowley, but an early turnover, and Samo with his first touch. Rathbone to Giteau. No fullback here. Lingairi there first. And carried over the goal line.
Down, keep it over. Happy there, Bryce?
Well done, Matt Giteau. Just put the ball on the outside of his left foot.
Keep it over, goal ball.
Little leg break and kept it in.
Yeah, I see that. Time out, please.
Well, that all came from the turnover. Latui lost the ball. Samo had the presence of mind to spread it wide, and then Giteau's kick. Man down behind the play too. Lingairi showed his composure.
I think it looks like Clyde Rathbone back in back play. Being taken out. Free throw hero from last week.
You carry on.
Dr. Martin Raftery, former first grade rugby league player. And he certainly took a high shot.
And it won't be the last one.
Well, Andre Watson wanting to get on with this game.
Right up, right up. Come on, crouch and hold.
Ooh, nasty bit and laid off the ball.
Go. Hold. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah.
It appeared to be the skipper, Inoke Afeake, with that late shot. He stumbled as he came into Rathbone.
He's only 5 minutes late.
Controlled at the back by Lyons. Here's Larkham and Mortlock. Early test for the Pacific Islanders defence here.
Offside, tackle only.
Samo. Rauluni goes in. Phil Waugh. Goal line away to the right.
Just.
And there's some solid defence on Joe Robb. Lingairi coming through, and some handling errors early on. Chris Latham is on the field for Clyde Rathbone.
Thank you. Is that for 14, George?
Yeah, he's definitely shaken by that hit, Rathbone. He's walking off there. Good defence by the Pacific Islanders so far, driving defence, and this is what they'll need to do. They've got to make sure that if they're going to be competitive, defence is important.
Didn't look to be too straight, but Marpasua with the ball. And testing Gito's defence out wide. The young man did well. Vili to Lingairi, who's in from fullback. In fact, there's no one at fullback at the moment for the Pacific Islanders. Tongawiha to Latui, and now Lawaki. Look at the ball handling here. Vili, the pass went astray to Warawonga, and Mortlock for Australia. How is that for support play and precision passing in close?
Fantastic work from the Tide 5. They're getting involved up front. They've been inspirational during the state matches so far.
Now Joe Roth, and very pleased to get that onto his left boot. Doesn't get the bounce he wanted. This is Sita. Koia Mayambole, taken by Stephen Larkham just short of halfway.
There's no hands on it, it's fine. That's all up now.
Rauluni goes in.
Hold.
Now Vili. Lawaki. And again, Afeake. The ball control and support is precision stuff from the Pacific Islanders in the early stages. Vili again. Just working it in place, Tim Horan. And it's forwards and backs running as one here.
Well, the Wallabies, they need to find touch with their kicks. Otherwise, it's going to allow the Pacific Islanders to use the ball. They haven't used it efficiently enough yet, but they're controlling the phase plays.
Tongawiha there with a good charge. Vili into George Gregan.
That's fine.
They're showing good composure here, the Pacific Islanders. That's
Hi, mate.
Bittenbarter.
Roll away, 7, thank you. Wait up.
Rauluni and Vili. Baxter, crunching tackle there from Lyons as well. Now they're over halfway, taking Australia on in close and doing a pretty good job.
2 mistakes, holding on, and these guys supporting, going straight off. Maintain your feet, gentlemen, don't go down. He was on his feet, he wanted the ball, you held on to it. That was the first one.
Well explained there by Andre Watson. Pacific Island team going over, the support players going over the top and killing the ball. I was a bit worried there before the game started that Andre, with his last game, may have wanted to just give the Islanders a little bit of an upper hand, but he's a professional down to the line in his last game. He'll be strict on all infringements.
You can see them coming over the top.
Come in, show us the number.
Awanga coming over the top, number 5 for the Pacific Islands. Australia on attack.
Nathan Sharp. And here's Mortlock. Straight into Vili, the number 10. Quick release here for Gregan. And Brendan Cannon taken by Lawaki. Inside the Pacific Islanders quarter.
Same. Well, number 1, straight down. There he is. On his feet, please.
Number 1, Bill Young. Australian loose head prop.
On your feet, number 1.
And all his fans watching at the Concord Hotel and the Wiseman's Ferry pub.
Brendan Cannon getting taken not too high by Liaki, similar to the tackle last week against against England.
He's probably thinking, oh no, here we go again.
Joe Roth. And that's Latui, who's been very involved, the hooker. Larkham takes them on. Brilliant burst by Larkham, but he just ran out of support there. Sharp. Mortlock. And he put a foot on the line.
Great covering tackle by Lingari. He came across as a flash there and put out what was a great raid by Larkham.
It's the mark.
Well, Steve Larkham just saw the gap.
Pull up, fellows.
Slid inside Dovey. Was looking for support, just couldn't find the support, but did lay it back well. The Wallabies did get quick ball.
Samo.
No support. Line out's over. Come up. Line out's over. It's in the 5.
Stephen Larkham again. Latham's charging through. Rathbone left the field early. Fa'atau couldn't hold on. And now Lingari.
It's off Australian feet. Off Australian feet. Not carried over. Off Australian feet. I'm going 22. Thanks, Paddy.
So the ball was kicked over the goal line. Lingari must have forced the ball once it went over the goal line. The number 15. I don't think he did force it. He picked it up and was wanting to go on. But the referees ruled that he did, and it will be a 22. This is Jeremiah Mbai. Lottie Tungiri, as they call him in Fiji. Rawanga, the tackler. Good clean out from the Australians. Here's David Lyons in centre field. Larkham on the loop. Latham getting involved.
Let it go, number 15. Let it go.
Turnover. Rauluni. They're quick to counter. Tonga-Wiha, the big prop forward. Scored a try against the Waratahs last week. Rauluni again. Tavili. This is Dovi Varata. Brendan Cannon underneath. Lawaki. Always a handful.
Backwards by Australia.
Knocked down there by the Australians.
Advantage. Advantage holding on number 2 again. How many goals do you want to have? Don't play the ball on the deck. Good at it. You know the score. Nothing you can do.
So again there, the Australians got the ball.
Holding on.
The man who had the ball was isolated. There were players on their feet trying to get at it. It has to be released.
That's what we spoke about before. The Australians have got to make sure that they're mentally tough. These are the sort of mistakes they can't afford to make.
So far, both sides have had 3 turnovers each. It's a little bit slippery out there after the downpour, an hour and a half before the match. The Wallabies needed quick ball from this run.
Initially good work done by Mortlock, but you could see in the replay that Cannon on the ground holding onto the ball.
Taken at the back by Dovi Barata. Mapasua to Mbai. Lingari joins from fullback. Pacific Islanders now in a grand attacking situation. Afeaki. But not a good option going down that short side for Lawaki.
Lawaki's just swatted away Lottie there. It's not very often you see someone doing that to the big fella.
Good ball movement though. Mumbai creating the loop around. They just need a bit more straight runners. They're running across field. The Wallabies are picking them up on this slide defence.
Just the ball, White. Just the ball.
Brilliant work there by Nathan Sharp. Larkham charging onto it, and Takiri to the advantage line.
No. Leave it to me. I got him. I understand that you want to do, but leave it to me. You're off your feet. Same as 2 goals there. You can't play. Just breathe. Let go of the ball.
Good news for Clyde Rathbone. He's ready to resume. So the referee very stern at the breakdown at the moment. We're seeing a lot of penalties, and Andre Watson insisting that it's a contest in the tackle.
Australia have another chance to work on their line out. Had a few problems last week. We see Rathbone back on. seems to have shaken that head knock.
Leave them in the air.
Nathan Sharp comfortably again. David Lyons really hitting the line of touch there in centre field. Samuel through the dummy, taking 3 or 4 defenders with him. Felice in for the tackle. Larkham to Sharp, ran into Lauaki, stopped him in his tracks. Some big hitters in this Pacific Islands defence. Nasty bounce for Lingari, and a last-ditch reaction saved the day.
Good thinking, Stephen Larkham. Pacific Islanders are coming up quick in defence and knocking them off. He needs to do that occasionally. He needs to be able to turn them round, make them think, are we going to run, are we going to kick? Put them in 2 minds.
Who's the halfback? Are you out?
Nathan Sharp again. This is Harrison and Samo. Lauaki in, low again. Sterling Mortlock, just caught by Billy.
The tackler is fine.
He was the tackling player, so he was able to pinch the ball. Great work by Tana Billy. Now Larkham in the last line for Australia. And here come the big men. Not a bad kick by Larkham. How about that one? 5 metres out from the goal line. He had nothing else on.
Well-weighted kick by Stephen Larkham. And now we see the turnover. Australia just couldn't put it back. Afayaki got his hands in it. It's well done. Good turnover from the Pacific Islanders. Then a superb kick from Stephen Larkham, 1.5 metres in.
Taken by Rawanga. The Fijian light tower. Rauluni with a gentle nudge ahead. Rathbone waiting for it. And now Joe Roth. Takiri's outside. This is Mortlock. And he got it. Sterling Mortlock gets his 17th test try and first blood to the Wallabies.
Doesn't he score some tries, Sterling Mortlock? Takiri was the key to this try. He waited for the right moment through 2 players. Takiri shifted it. Roth shifted it. Takiri stood up 2 players. Lingari came in, didn't have to. And Mortlock had the room on the outside and slammed the ball down in the corner.
But again, the big thing that happened, it came from the mistakes from the Islanders not getting the ball downtown and getting it out. And when you get that close to the line with Sterling Mortlock, he is a very hard man. He's big, he's strong, he's powerful, and he's had to work, though, to get that over.
All the youngsters watching at home, watch how he had the ball on the left-hand side, so he could palm with his right hand. He's running down the left-hand side of the field. It was perfect.
Joe Roth with a man of the match performance last week, 21 points against England, and it remains at 5-0 Australia. So Australia really taking advantage once they got down inside the quarter. Seromaya Mbai, who had a season with Eastern Suburbs, playing alongside Jason Little in the centres back in 1999 in Sydney. Well taken by Nathan Sharp.
And as Jason Little would say, one of the worst moves he reckons he made going down to New South Wales, but we won't go there.
Well, some confident play here from Larkham, shifting the ball out to Joe Roth, and he got some distance on that punt. It's a beauty, taking play over halfway. Very smart play here by the Australians, using their tactical kicking to perfection.
Good effort from Joe Roth. Stephen Larkham throwing a wide miss pass right to left, picking up Roth and finding the touch this time. Not allowing the Pacific Islanders to use the ball in broken play.
Aleki Lutui the Tongan hooker. Celebrated his 26th birthday on Thursday. Harrison got it. Samo did well again, rising to the occasion here against his countrymen and opposition Tongan and Samoan players. But the Australian kickers at the moment have it on a piece of string. Fa'atau with those ceremonial tattoos from his kneecaps to his chest.
The word's gone out so far that the Pacific Island back three are staying right up close. They're leaving a lot of room behind him and allowing Australia to exploit it.
Australia doing their best to pinch the ball from the Islanders. And Rauluni to Billy. And Chan Billy in his passport, but he's known as Tana Billy. And he played fullback for Manu Samoa at the World Cup last year.
Just off screen, you couldn't see, but actually good work being done so far by Brendan Cannon. Really chased down that kick.
Cleaned up nicely by Sharp. So Australia really calling the tune in these lineouts. Gitto's into first receiver, and Mortlock and Takiri. Lauaki and Mapasua were out there. Gregan was hammered in the tackle. It was Dovi Barata.
Forward off White. No advantage from Cole Paul.
Coached by John Bowe, who's had Manu Samoa for the last 4 years, and Tim Horan, some legends with the assistant coaching staff.
Willie Offen and Gowie also here, the ex-Wallaby, and also the ex-All Black star Michael Jones, the assistant coach as well.
And Johnny Schuster.
Just resist as well, please. I will. Wait for my call. It's coming, White. Come down, Gold. Engage. That's it. Let's go.
Massive Pacific Islander pack, 919 kilos. Australia in for a big game tonight.
Quick ball. Samo took his eye off it there. And maybe you can forget the Australians for taking their eye off the ball with that defensive line approaching you. Some of the hits have hurt so far.
Don't get the elbow up.
Well, it's the third or fourth time
don't go that way.
that the Wallabies attacked Billy, number 10. The Pacific Islanders that took a lot of traffic's going his way to get across the advantage line early on.
Engage. That's it. Let's go.
Picked up by Kouyamayan-Bole. Mbai. But the kicking from the Pacific Islanders nowhere near the class of the Australians. That's hurt them so far. Larkham is hurting them too. Again, there's no fullback. Here comes Giddo.
Well covered by Fa'atau. Got back there and turned and covered.
Close.
But Stephen Larkham just making them think.
I don't know what he's doing at the moment. He's being very elusive, and every time a tackle is coming near him, he's getting rid of it. I think that's smart play.
He wants to be in one piece for the All Blacks. Rawanga. Only 15 metres out from the Pacific Islanders goal line here. And Moses Rauluni over his shoulder to Takiri. Again, no touch. He slipped. Australia recovered well. Larkham again to Roth. Oh, another big hit on him. And now Rathbone. Marked there by Sivivatu. That should be a fantastic clash tonight. Sivivatu fits the ball.
Oh, it's a run.
And that's great work in the tight. Good turnover.
Latui the hooker. Well, I think the moral to the story for the Pacific Islanders is to hold on to the ball. They've kicked possession away and kicked badly. Here he goes, Philly. Left him standing. Bay's with him. What about the pass? Bay looking for support. Lingari is there. Last-ditch tackle. Counter on for Takiri. Exciting play there. Australia fully stretched.
And that's what the people of Adelaide have come, paid their good money to come and watch this game, to see passes like this. Vali sliced them open, couldn't find a runner, and then bang, throws it over his right-hand shoulder.
Well, he's had a little bit of a look. He's seen a proper hooker there standing out in the back line. He said, I'll have a bit of a go at them, but good work by Sterling Mortlock to be able to come back and recover.
Nathan Sharp, Larkham, again hitting that advantage line brilliantly, just running hard and straight and taking the back line forwards. David Lyons wrestled to ground. Just short of halfway. Cannon hit hard, but he bounced off the tackle like a pinball. Regan working the short side. Roth, Rathbone. Tonga-Weha, the prop forward, is back there.
It was late, and there was no arms. So I'm going for the late and late. Fucking dangerous. There, penalty there, or 15 in where the ball bounced. You want this one? Okay. Matter of timing, it was late there, and use arms. No arms held.
So you must use your arms in the tackle. You also can't hit the man late. Penalty is 15 metres in here.
No legs to you, gentlemen. Just move back 10.
The important part when they're going in for the tackle is they've got to make sure they put the arm up to be able to go around the player for the tackle, not just keep the shoulder and shoulder charge. That's one of the problems. You see that the ball come across the Rathbone. It was only fractionally late. It was more the fact that it was actually the shoulder charge, I think, more than anything else.
I think Andre missed the first one in the first minute of the game. Didn't miss that one.
A little bit of a square up.
Brendan Cannon then here for Australia. That's Harrison to Gregan. Larkham and Rathbone trailing. Just caught by Lawaki. Try-saving tackle by the number 6. Australia pressing hard here. Loose ball for Roth. Can he offload? Marthasua and Gregan. Larkham just orchestrating proceedings here. On the loop. Now Samo. And Rathbone. Well, he lost the ball ahead. And it is slippery. We've had 5 inches of rain here in Adelaide in the past week. It's rained for 21 of the 30 days, and that is how to knock the wax out of his ears.
He's cleaned him up there. He's trying to put him up in the stands.
Hang on. You can't come in and out.
Clyde Rathbone scoring 3 outstanding tries last week. He's sniffing some more tonight.
What's that song? Underneath the Arches.
Just keep going, please. Let's get down. All the boys get out. Get all out.
Heavy rain falling before the game. Dirty Barata again losing the ball. It's very greasy here. Mortlock went underneath the high shot there from Koa Mayambole. Gitto, Roth lost ahead. Just trying to shift it to Takiri. And again, it's dry with a football, with a greasy ball.
The Australian backline need to stand deeper. 1, there's a slippery ball, and 2, the Pacific Islands defence is rushing up into their face. You can see Joe Roth trying to push the pass. They just haven't got the time.
And quite heavy rain falling now. So rock solid scrum from the Pacific Islanders. Here's Joe Roth. Mbai, and Roth has made about 7 or 8 metres there. Well, it's bucketing down. Nathan Sharp. It's a tropical downpour as far as the Islanders are concerned, with no temperature to match.
Now let's hit the line. No hands. Ball's out.
Larkham, Mortlock, Lingairi underneath.
So Rock, don't come in from the side. Advantage. Advantage goal. Advantage.
No rights there for the Islanders.
Advantage. In from the side.
You must enter through the gate.
Please come through the gate.
Behind the last feet of the tackle.
Andre Watson, his last game tonight. Referee Andre Watson from South Africa. He's refereed the last 2 World Cup finals. great to hear a referee explaining to the players and talking to them throughout the game.
That's the mark of actually a good referee, is because one of the things that he's doing is keeping them under control. We see just on the side there the Pacific Island player with the ball coming in from the side.
Okay, 9, who's your halfback?
Just a fine line there. It's very close to being legal. And let's see if Australia can get their driving more going here. Brendan Cannon at the back. Australia looking for its second try. Have they
drive, it's fine.
Stopped him, what, 2 metres short? Gitto's gone out, Rathbone's grasped. Desperate defence.
Great tackle by Dovey.
Larkham straightens. Lost ahead in the
by number 10 goals.
treacherous conditions.
10 goals, lost it. Right ball.
Well, I'd like to see Clyde Rathbone in the dressing shed after the game. I think he'll have ice packs all over him.
Let's move out a bit.
Even Larkham just couldn't hold the ball. I think this rain will be a good test for the Australian forward pack. They'll need to keep the ball a little bit closer now.
But we see that the more that Larkham runs at the line, the more trouble he's causing him, and the more he will as the game progresses.
Picked up by Sisa, Koe Mayambole at number 8. And now Billy. And they've done well to clear that ball. Didn't get the touch. Takiri away from Atau. Look at the pace of Lote Takiri. Now Rathbone. 10 from halfway.
Man with scrum cap all the way from the side.
The referee being very consistent here at the tackle or the breakdown. Players cannot enter from the side once the tackle's occurred.
It's quite good straight line of defence. The Pacific Islanders, they came up, chased the kick, made sure the line was there.
So it's Australia 5-0. Aleki Latui here. Taken away by Dovi Virata. Rawanga. And can the Islanders retain possession? Well, it's like a piece of soap.
Standing loose, pick up the last line of feet. The guys are standing in front of the last feet, and then they make the tackles.
Penalties now 4 apiece.
Nice and clear. The Australians weren't behind. They can't stay on the halfway line where the ruck and maul is. They must stay at the back of the last foot where the Australian is. There we see Bill Young, just caught in the wrong position, has come forward to get the ball, but just fractionally in front of the last feet.
It's been a very competitive performance from the Pacific Islanders. They're trailing by 5-0, but a successful penalty here will close the gap to just 2 points.
I think this is where the Australian forward pack need to take control of the game, keep it close and get across the advantage line and put the ball on a platform for the Australian backs to play off. They need to create the space in behind the Pacific Islanders team. The Pacific Islanders defence has been outstanding so far.
But what Australia has to do, they've lost that pattern of play that they in the last 10 minutes beforehand, where Larkham was putting the ball down, keep putting it down into the 20-30 metre line of the Pacific Islanders to keep putting that pressure on. He needs to keep doing that.
Seremaya Umbai from Southland and Fiji. Just pushing it to the right-hand side. And just under 10 minutes before half-time, Wallabies by 5-0. John Bowe on the left, former All Black. All-time great Michael Jones and Willie Offahengawe. And again, a telling response there from the Australians. Lauaki now, the human earth mover. 30 metres out from the goal line. Billy. Mbai ran into Lyons.
Hands off now.
Rauluni goes in. Carnavili, bit of a magician at number 10, plays with the Borders in Scotland. And Mapasua. And again, the kick doesn't get the desired result, and this is where Australia has taken full advantage.
Wait up, no.
Maybe not this time.
Now
this is
you can
Lingairi. Stephen Larkin lurking at the back here with Tukiri. And keeping the ball in play. Sisa, Koei Mayambole takes on Larkin and Samo. And that wasn't a good decision.
That's great defence with Stephen Larkin, isn't it? You know, one of the big men running at him. He's so deceptively strong and robust to be able to just grab the person and get him into touch. Obviously with the help of Samo, though, but great work in the first instance.
No, I'm not going to play that. I'm not going to get. That's all.
So it's been pinched. Latui comes away for the Pacific Islanders. 10 from halfway. Lawaki. He got through a couple of tackles there. Set it up nicely. Mapasua. This is Fa'atau. And he's well wrapped up by Mortlock and Giddo. 10 from halfway. Australian defence really moving up off their line. Islanders looking for a bit of width here, but Mapasua takes it to within 11 of halfway. Here comes Lingairi. Oh, Villy! It was a terrible bounce. 10-metre line Australian territory.
That's smart play by the Islanders there, because they realise they're not getting any gain out of their long kicks, and they're starting to mix it up. Just turn the Australians around.
Heavy rain. Again, bucketing onto the Adelaide Oval. Mbai into Bill Young. Stop dead. But Lawaki makes about 4 or 5. Ninth phase here. Sivivatu. That's the way to tackle. Great work by Rathbone. 10th phase of play here for the Islanders. Rawanga. Sloppy conditions. Ball out like an orange pip that time. Gregan now to counter. Larkin called for it. Gitto to Kiri. Gitto coming through on Lingairi. And it's Australia 5-0. Play going on here. Nathan Sharp.
Call it number 10. We've done this before. Call it. Penalty, deliberate knockdown.
Deliberately knocked down there by the Pacific Islanders. It's not allowed. A penalty offence.
Dakiri running down the left wing just before this phase of play. Baratel just mowed him down. The Wallabies go for touch. A line out, 5 out.
Hold the ball. Cover the ball.
In these sort of conditions, the Australians have just got to play the sensible, just keep grinding it out, make sure their set pieces are right, give a good platform for the backs.
The driving ball almost resulted in a try. Maybe it will this time. Brendan Cannon is low at the back.
Lost it. He's legally there. He's fine. No.
Lost
Knock
ahead
on by
there.
goal. White ball.
Good decision, Andre Watson. The Australian forward back trying to hold it on. Had a good pattern there, good drive going forward. They needed to stay up.
The Islanders know how important it is here to preserve this scoreboard. Rauluni caught by Samo and Vili. No touch to Kiri. Can he take advantage? He's been a handful so far. Sharp. Tonga-Wiha tried to pinch it. They're tripping over each other at the moment. George didn't like that.
Great tackle by Justin Harrison on George Gregan.
Jeremiah Mbai had his nose rubbed in the dirt by the Aussie skipper.
Fine, that goes fine.
Here's Giteau. This is dangerous. Housed up for athleticism.
Yeah. Want to go? I'm actually happy with the grounding.
Matt Giteau.
You want to have a look at that? Okay, time out.
We're going up to the video ref.
That was unbelievable.
Question, or do you want me to ask?
Steve Walsh, the video referee, will have a look at this.
Corner flag, a touch and goal. I'm happy with the grounding.
Matt Giteau swooped on that ball, and does he get it down?
Well, there's a bit of chalk there. I can't believe it. Paddy O'Brien, the touch judge, is right there, and he wouldn't go for it. Soft call. He's gone upstairs. I reckon that's a try. I'd give it to him.
Well, the question is, Tim, did he ground it just before the line? And if that's the case, it has bounced forward. It's a matter of whether he got a little bit of that white line.
There's only got to be chalk in it. There was definitely downward pressure, but whether it was actually on the line or not.
Okay, make a call on that then as well, please.
It's a critical call here. A try would be a backbreaker in these conditions before half-time.
Great work by Giteau all the same. If they don't get the try, give them 2 points.
Thank you.
Matt Giteau gets his 6th test try in his 13th international. And Australia with a handy 10-0 lead.
When we see the replay, you watch the turn of pace from Matt Giteau. Larkham just on the outside of his right foot. It's a little banana kick in, but Giteau comes from nowhere. Gets down low, scoops it up. He's an athlete.
Amazing thing in that was the fact that halfway through the air, he's juggled the ball, still able to keep a hold of it and have someone on him.
Tester here for Joe Roth. It was scored just centimetres in from the corner post. Joining tonight, John Eales is the 3rd most capped Wallaby of all time. His 86th test. Two unconverted tries, 10-0. Very difficult for the goal kickers tonight, but that's the one Australia wanted. And again, judicious use of the tactical kick by Stephen Larkham. Try scorer Matt Giteau, Jeremiah Mbai. And Australia have handled the conditions better, full stop. Superior kicking game has found out the Pacific Islanders so far. And this man, Larkham, has been pulling the strings.
That's not a forte of his game, his kicking game, Stephen Larkham, but certainly in the last couple of years he's really worked hard on his kicking game, and it's improved immensely, especially his short kicking game. He's mixing it up tonight.
Well, so far in this game, he has been the difference between the two sides. He's what's got Australia the 10 points.
Afeaki just over his heads. And it really is tough going for the Islanders in the lineouts. Giteau with that left boot option. Again getting round Lingari. And it's pinpoint accuracy from the Aussie backs.
You can see the way he's kicked the ball there. Kick it under and over. Doesn't kick a torpedo spiral anymore. Kick it underneath the ball now. He gets a lot further run on the ball.
Hold the gap.
A low drop punt, would you call it, Tim?
We are in AFL territory.
Akayake at the front.
Number 5, go for the ball, let go. Let go
Taken out in the air. There was the hooter for half-time. The Islanders try and have a crack here, or just put it into touch.
Is it half-time? Yeah, it's half-time. So if you kick it out, we're going to go for a rest. Right, let's go.
We'll go for a rest. 2 tries to the Australians then in the first half. In these very wet conditions at the Adelaide Oval. Pacific Islanders really taking it to the Aussies, but the class of the Wallabies telling they have it by 10-0 at the break.
Wallabies 10.
Everybody's drinking Punja's Ceylon tea. Famous across the Pacific, yeah. Terrific says it all to me. Seems everybody loves the flavor. That's Punja's quality. Can hardly be more specific, yeah. Terrific says it all to me. Famous across the Pacific, yeah. Punja's Ceylon tea.
Punja's, choice of the Pacific.
We'll see you sometime tomorrow then. We both can't wait.
This is Archie from Fiji. Just letting you know that everything is on track. That's you. Really quickly. Is it right? Yeah,
Okay, Daddy. Good night. I love you. Bye.
Just imagine everything Telecom Fiji is doing for you.
Does your hair feel dry and lifeless? Do you have trouble styling it? You need Shine Hair Food. Shine is 2 products in 1 that nourishes and styles your hair at the same time. Enriched with natural ingredients like almond, carrot seed, and wheat germ oil. Shine Hair Food will repair and revitalize the natural beauty in your hair. To look your best, you need to feed and style your hair right.
You like that?
With Shine Hair Food.
This is the story of 2 friends, Lisa and Anita, who couldn't live without their Vodafone. Lisa was happy. Anita was sad.
Why, oh why, is my Vodafone talk time so short?
Till Lisa told her, be smart and save with Vodafone prepaid off-peak rates. Weekdays 5 to 7 is when to call. 7 to 7 is even better. Weekends are no longer a big spend. From Friday to Monday. Be smart and save with Vodafone prepaid off-peak rates. And Lisa and Anita lived happily ever after.
The new fragrance from Lynx.
Warning! Look out for falling prices in Courts Home Center's demolition sale.
The prices, they've been flattened. The savings are huge. That's right, we're clearing stock out with up to 50% off furniture and appliances across the store. And $1 deposit is extended for our mid-year demolition sale. You just can't afford to miss it.
Danger! This is a hard-hat area, so be careful. Prices are falling every day. Courts Home Center's demolition sale. Shop now.
body blow, but the first one came from Mortlock.
Yeah, it was, and it also came from poor Islander kicking. But Australia were able to turn that around. Takiri did the work. Mortlock still had work to do at the end, got the ball down the corner. Australia's kicking all night has been spot on. Larkham just got his kick away there. Here comes Giteau. Some question about the try, but it was given as a try. Exactly the same spot that Mortlock scored. Australia's kicking in general play tonight has been outstanding. Very poor against Scotland early in the year. Ben Perkins has worked very hard with the guys to get it right. A lot of great play there. Here's Rathbone again getting crunched. But the Islanders kept coming. And this is where they look. This is where they are dangerous, able to throw these passes to get away. A bit more speed here, another man's support, and this could have been a try for them. Wasn't to be. Another turnaround. Come to the stats here. Nothing particularly remarkable. I suppose for Australia, possession is an interesting one because we're a lot up a lot more on what we had last week. But probably the score, we're not actually up as much as we were last week at this same stage. 53%. But the rucks and the mauls, the Islanders are having a lot more rucks and mauls because Australia tend to be spinning it wide, making a few more breaks. And the Islanders have missed 6 tackles to Australia's 2.
Well, as I said earlier, the Giteau try was a real body blow to the Pacific Islanders just before half-time. So we go back inside the Wallaby dressing room. Again, Andrew Blades doing most of the talking there to the Wallabies. Nathan Sharp there, about to put the jersey back on. Jeremy Paul urging his teammates on. We'll take a break. We'll be back with the second half right after this.
Of the day, the underarm bacteria that turns sweat into body odor can breed at an astonishing rate. New Rexona's unique NutraBac formulation helps neutralize odor-causing bacteria. So long after you've clocked off, it keeps working on harder than ever before to provide longer-lasting odor control. New generation Rexona, our best antiperspirant protection ever.
Home soon. How's school? Have you been doing your homework?
Today, Thomas came up and asked me to the dance this week. I know. When am I going to wear?
Yep, roger that. The cables are up and I've connected it now. We're all set to roll.
Of course we're all well, Mom. But I really miss you. How's everyone on the island?
Just imagine everything Telecom Fiji is doing for you.
Does your hair feel dry and lifeless? Do you have trouble styling it? You need Shine Hair Food. Shine is 2 products in 1 that nourishes and styles your hair at the same time. Enriched with natural ingredients like almond, carrot seed, and wheat germ oil. Shine Hair Food will repair and revitalize the natural beauty in your hair. To look your best, you need to feed and style your hair right.
You like that?
With Shine Hair Food.
This is the story of 2 friends, Lisa and Anita, who couldn't live without their Vodafone. Lisa was happy. Anita was sad.
Why oh why is my Vodafone talk time so short?
Till Lisa told her, be smart and save with Vodafone prepaid off-peak rates. Weekdays 5 to 7 is when to call. 7 to 7 is even better. Weekends are no longer a big spend. From Friday to Monday. Be smart and save with Vodafone prepaid off-peak rates. And Lisa and Anita lived happily ever after.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Ha. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, 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 zoom. Yeah, zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, zoom, zoom, zoom. Hey, mom. Yeah, zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Wow! Incredible deal.
Incredible price from Quartz Home Centers.
Buy this pack-out Dell laptop with DVD burner and get this desktop PC. All this for just $4,999.
Wow deals! Look out for them only at Quartz Home Centers.
And Sir Donald Bradman scored 3 Test double centuries at this beautiful cricket ground, which hosted its first Test match in 1884, and the old scoreboard retained, but adapting to rugby tonight. And the Don scored his initial first-class century at this ground in 1927. Half-time score 10-0. 2 tries to the Pacific Islanders. Now it is Andre Watson's last Test match, but maybe he's knocked off early. Where is he? Andre, where are you? No referee.
Well, it is a little bit cold out there. He might be a bit warming up, but you said about scoring tons, and I don't think we're going to see a ton being scored tonight. There we have. We've found him.
It's a long walk back to the middle.
Wow. He refereed his first Test match in Brisbane, Australia-Canada, so he goes out also with the Australians tonight.
See, the Wallabies have changed their jerseys. Fresh kit. It's quite wet in that first half. I'm sure they'd like to start afresh. George Gregan in his 99th Test match tonight.
You're right, goal. Georgie. Anagi. Okay, let's play.
Jeremiah Mbai gets proceedings underway, and he's gone into the in-goal area.
Scrum or kick?
So we go right back to halfway, and that's a bad start for the Pacific Islanders. The wet weather tonight have cruelled their hopes of spreading the ball wide, and Australia has adapted far better.
Okay, boys, let's try this. It's on the pitch.
Perfect attacking platform for the Wallabies. Left or right options.
And hold.
Joe Ross standing behind the scrum.
Engage.
Worst place to have a scrum for at any place is on a cricket pitch, because it's very hard to get your sprigs into the ground.
Here's Mortlock on the angle, cutting back infield. Derby Barata was the tackler. Brendan Cannon. And he's been very involved in the tackling department.
Brendan Cannon, the top tackler for the Wallabies so far, with 8 tonight.
Rauluni then coming away. That was Felice.
Roll away, 13, no hands, 7.
So the Pacific Islanders needing a score to get back into contact. Mapasua with good hands. Got past Samo there.
At speed.
And Nathan Sharp was on his feet, entitled to pick it up. Rock.
Down,
this is Vili. He has speed. Lost it back. Rauluni.
It's okay. It wasn't a tackle. He can play from there. It's fine.
Touch judge on the far side is Bryce Lawrence.
Good option from Joe Roth. Billy just covered it. Chased it down, and Stephen Larkin caught him towards the end, and Giddo came in to help. Australia still opting for the kick that kicks in behind the Pacific Island team.
That was Samo. And Giddo. Adventurous play from the Australians, running from inside their quarter. And now Larkin. Sivivatu. Lingairi. Well, that one's gone into the box, close to the touchline.
You know where the mark is? It's good.
But it doesn't stop Australia from countering on this side.
Play on.
To Takiri. Mapasua back over halfway. Straight into Phil Waugh, who bounced off him. Great pass here. This is Loaki. What about that pass to Tonga Weha? And Joe Rock comes away. So just flashes of this brilliant handling from the Pacific Islanders.
It's just a shame the conditions aren't conducive to running rugby tonight. But on Qantas Wingcan, they work the short side. That's where they got the ball away. Liaki. Little flick pass back inside, covered from Joe Roth.
Rawanga has it for the Islanders. They're going to try a drive. No, they're not. Latui. And he pushed that pass. Cannon did well for Australia. Back now for Rauluni.
Two of us said no.
They're inside the Australian quarter.
Right, let us go.
Tonga-Wiha. Rauluni then to Vili. Mapasua in close. This is Fa'atau, caught by Tulwar. Rauluni.
Doesn't Mapasua do well? Every time he gets the ball, he stands in the tackle and offloads.
Mapasua again. He's taking on the big Australian forwards.
Except on that time.
But they've lost a lot of ground here. They're outside the quarter now. Lovely dummy. Tonga-Wiha. That's the quarter line. Taken away by Mbai. This is a great passage of play from the Islanders. Can they sustain it? Billy again, the little playmaker.
White. Advantage White, offside number 4.
Billy, he's the player who needs to be first receiver, the number 10 for the Pacific Islanders.
Referee playing advantage here for the Islanders. Lingairi. Nothing on for him. The man with the dancing feet. Felice.
Okay, no advantage. Number 4 offside. Number 4. Your number 4 offside.
And that's against Justin Harrison.
Good pressure from the Pacific Islanders. Get through the face now. They're starting to get the offloads away, which is testing the Wallabies' defence, especially in close.
And right in front of Andre Watson was standing Justin Harrison. He couldn't have got any closer to the man. He was being told by...
Yeah, time out.
There he is again, just to the side, but right next to Andre Watson. He was told to get back. Unfortunately, not the required distance, and penalty to the Pacific Islanders.
Well, Billy is the player, number 10, the first receiver. He needs to get more at first receivers. They seem to get across the advantage line and play off him throughout the phases.
Time on. Having a shot.
Saramaya Mbai to have a shot for goal. Well, the man who would have been number 10 for this Pacific Islands team is Nicky Little, the Fijian test fly half. As we look at this angle for Saramaya, it's still a difficult kick in these conditions, and Nicky Little is watching this telecast on Castaway Island. It's his honeymoon. Now, has that man got his priorities right or what?
I bet you didn't watch it at half-time, Gordon.
Badly needed points here for Mbai and the Pacific Islanders. Sterling Mortlock, and still no joy on that scoreboard for the visitors. Johnny Schuster on the right, John Bowe on the left.
Would have been an interesting call whether the call came from the coaches to go for 3 points then, because I probably feel the Pacific Islanders had the pressure on the Wallabies and may have should have gone to touch.
Here's the goal kicker, Mbai. Brendan Cannon had a very busy game. Now Billy. That's Lawaki. Good offload to Dovi Barata. Billy, this is dangerous. Koia Mayambole, 22-metre line ahead. Felice does well. He came through in support. Koia Mayambole again straight to Nathan Sharp and Al Baxter. Great setup here by the Pacific Islanders. That's Felice, and the goal line's only 15 metres away. Can they do it? Saramaya Mbai. Tantalising now. George Gregan sliding through. Someone's hurt there. Dovi Barata. Tonga-Wiha. They're pounding the Australians in close. Lonnie Takiri went in.
This is great defence by the Australians, but this is where the Islanders have got to have patience.
Dovi Barata, the Fijian captain at the World Cup, Now, Felice, number 3.
It's hand-to-hand combat in there now. The Australians are digging it out.
They keep coming. Australia have dug in here.
Plenty of room left-hand side if they can shift it.
Larkham was up quickly. Lawaki! Big Lawaki! Oh! What a try! Sione Lawaki, New Zealand Super 12 Rookie of the Year, has got their first 5-pointer. We've got a test match.
Well, we spoke about it just before. They kept chipping away, chipping away, chipping away. Larkham could see they had the overlap. Then Luaki comes through. George Greg couldn't hold on to him. Justin Harrison got the big bend, and the big fella who's been putting it in Australia so far all night, he goes over beside the posts.
Won't he be happy in his first test? Going across, scoring a try. Luaki.
Didn't they pound? Now, he played in the All Black trial on June 1, along with Sivivatu and Tuipulotu, who's not in the 22 tonight. So, 3 points the difference. Fantastic build-up there by the Pacific Islanders as they pounded the Australians. 10-7. Australia with their 2 unconverted tries, but the Islanders getting the only score so far in the second half. And they're certainly playing with their tails up now. Here's Joe Roth. Fa'atau read it well.
Well, Australia haven't been able to get out of their own half so far in the second half. They've got to start to get a hold of the ball. They haven't been able to get their hands on it.
They had their chance now. Gidaro. Lovely pass to Mortlock. Dovi Virata was the tackler. Gregan wants it quickly. Stephen Larkham crunch.
Tackle advantage. Early tackle advantage.
Referee saying it was not a legal tackle.
It's just early. Bloody advantage goal.
And look at George Gregan. Just working his way through.
You can see George Gregan's frustrated at the moment. He's one angry man.
No fullback here. Fa'atau and Takiri. And again, wasn't it an astute kick by the Australians?
Good pressure from both sides. The game's alive now, 10-7. Wallabies have a line out 5 metres out from their line. Gregan.
Early tackle there. That's the advantage. Larkham tackled before he had the ball.
This is where Australia have got to speed up their play. Start taking the Islanders out of their comfort zone.
So the driving maul, the rolling maul with Brendan Cannon here at the back. Looking for Australia's 3rd try. And that surely is it.
Wait. I'm not saying anything. You want to go? Thank you. Break up. We got it. Paddy's got it, and I'll go with him. Try number 2 goal.
Yes, it's awarded. It looked to be Brendan Cannon at the back. He's coming up with the ball and he's holding on to it. That's his 2nd test try.
And well deserved for Brendan Cannon. He's having a cracker of a game so far. His work rate around the field has been tremendous. He didn't have to do too much there. It was his big forward pack in front of him who rumbled the ball forward. He just hung on to the back and knew that the try line was going to be coming.
Well, good dress rehearsal for the Wallaby forward pack here. The All Blacks in a couple of weeks' time. They need to keep the ball tight occasionally, and Brendan Cannon did it superbly at the back of the ball.
Still no conversion for Joe Roth, and his teammates aren't doing him any favours, are they, Dan?
Well, it just shows you the angle there, the AXA angle shows it's always been a difficult one so far tonight.
Important score there, though, for the Wallabies, as they've riposted immediately. This for a 10-point lead. 15-7 to the Wallabies.
Joe Roth will be a little bit disappointed with that kick. That's none from 3 now.
Jeremiah Umbai, who made his debut against the Japanese in Tokyo back in 2000. And this is David Lyons. Rathbone, haven't seen a lot of him, but he certainly felt the wrath of the Pacific Island defenders. And have they forced a turnover?
Rathbone falling the wrong way.
Bill Waugh. Samoa. Well, he should put that kicking boot away, Rantiki. He was a soccer goalkeeper, but he got bored with that and decided to play rugby.
It's not as if they could have put him somewhere else with that kicking skill good.
That's why he was a goalkeeper, I think.
Good attacking opportunity now.
Well won by Harrison. Bill Ward throwing a clever dummy there and turned untidy ball into a positive platform here for the Wallabies. 15 from halfway. Giteau. And again he's taken play into opposition territory. Superb kick.
What Matt Giteau does do for Stephen Larkin is give him options. Stephen Larkin doesn't have to be put under pressure on his right foot. The left-hand side of the field, it allows Giteau to use his left foot, and also with Joe Roth as well. Takes the pressure off Steve Larkin.
Check your numbers.
Lawaki and Tongawiha. Tui has had 9 games with the Chiefs.
At least the Islanders don't have to worry about the Australians picking up their line-out calls.
Well, what about Rendiki Samoa? He probably knows what's going on. Seems to be working okay. Here's Giteau again. Lovely pass there for Rathbone. Sivivatu from behind. And that's Dovi Barata.
No hands now, go!
And scurried into touch.
As we saw last week against England, the Australian backline putting the ball out in front, the most important thing. Passing the ball, you see Larkham go left to right, and Giteau fires a pass out in front of Rathbone, allows him to run onto the ball. Just tried to put the ball in front, didn't get a good toe on it.
Samoa at the front again. Pass a little behind Larkin, but Gregan loops. Giteau. Roth's with him. And Takiri, what a pass from Matt Giteau. Offloaded as he hit the turf. Pacific Islanders in big trouble here. That's Lowaki. Just bouncing the Australians out of the way.
That is hands in. The rest was all fine. Hold it.
George Geoghegan a little bit upset in back play. But he needs to clear the ball.
Justin, clear him. What are you doing there?
I think George is trying to fight above his weight.
Come out, please. Come out. George. Georgie. Anoki. Well, that's all right. I've seen it. The penalty is for hands in eventually. Yep. Do not take exception if the guys are counter-rucking. What they did there was quite fine. They're coming at you. That's the game. It's all aggression on the ball, and I will allow it. Tell the boys to pull their heads in and don't get upset. The penalty is for hands in eventually. That's all it was. Right at the end. Okay, go back. Thank you. Wait up.
Pull your head in.
Hey?
George Gregory did have his hands on the ball.
Good. What do you want to do here? Time on.
George getting swatted like a fly. Get out of there.
But kilo for kilo, he is the strongest man in the Wallaby team, so he fights well above his weight. Justin Harrison, another driving maul is on the menu here for Brendan Cannon. Jeremy Paul got 2 tries last week. Can Brendan Cannon repeat the dose?
No problem, play on.
No collapse there by the Pacific Islanders. Rathbone's there, so is Takiri. Takiri flicked it backwards. Gitto's there.
Five on number 12. Went backwards of goal.
Lightning reaction from little man Gitto. And he gets his second. Takiri had the presence of mind there, Tim Horan.
Well, Takiri went up for the ball. There was 3 other Pacific Island contenders with him. He had the presence of mind to get the ball back on Australia's side. Watch him go up above the pack. Taps it back now, and that's where Gitto was hovering. Downward pressure, that's all it needs. Superb kick from Stephen Larkham again. The rolling ball went to ground, so he had no other option to either go wide, put the kick in, and work for the Wallabies again.
And who was there? Kid Dynamite. Takiri's known as the Black Shark.
Important kick this for Joe Roth, especially coming up against the All Blacks in a couple of weeks' time. The Wallabies need the extra points.
Handiest kick for Rob. And finally he gets one. .22 plays 7.
Yep. Wide up. Wide up. Come out.
Fresh legs coming into the Australian lineup, Dan Crowley.
We see Vickerman taking the field for Harrison, giving him a bit of time. Eddie Jones giving his backup players a bit of time. But this is where Australia are starting to exert their authority. They're starting to pick the pace of the game up.
I'm happy.
The pace of the game that the Islanders wouldn't be used to.
David Lyons. Rawonga was the tackler, number 5. And there's the Australian number 5, Nathan Sharp, who's still inside the Aussie quarter. So 4 tries to Australia.
And a stat that Stephen Larkham wouldn't be used to tonight. He's had 10 kicks tonight. There with the number 10, Billy. He's only had 4 tonight. So he's been chopping and changing his game plan.
And this is Rambeni coming on the field. Seru Rambeni, who's just signed with the Leicester Tigers, who are coached by former Wallaby Pat Howard.
And he is lightning quick. Must have had a pretty good back line to sit him on the bench tonight.
Norman Lingairi leaves.
7 gold and 7 red.
The man they call the Flash. Taken by Apeake. So the Islanders have just lost contract with this very professional Aussie outfit, putting on 2 tries. This is not a bad kick. Atau and Takiri, just all action tonight. Dan Vickerman. Larkham. Almost intercepted. Rathbone. Oh, Rambeni. Shirt fronts him. With their arms, was it dangerous?
14. While we're waiting. It's time out. Didn't get him attention.
Clyde Rathbone. He's been in the thick of it tonight. Rambeni just coming onto the field. Wanted to make an impact.
Where's 14? 14 red.
Well, there you see Rambeni taking him head on, but as he's come up underneath him to make the tackle, his head's actually clashed. Look there, see, ooh, nasty head clash. And the players around Clyde Rathbone could tell us immediately as he was hit. You could see that a nasty clash. Legal tackle. Looked to me like a legal tackle. It's just that his head, both the heads have clashed. And they could see immediately that Rathbone was in trouble.
Okay, I saw him put it inside. I thought he attempted hands and I thought he hit him here and then slid up.
It's Australia ahead by 22-7. And
21 white.
Rathbone in big trouble.
21 white. And again.
Well, he must feel as though he's been through World War II tonight. Clyde Rathbone escorted from the field after that sickening knock.
Right, and I spoke to your 14. There's a bit of a late up there as well, right? Get the discipline right. Right on the TJ. On you, but it's not in. It's just... Yeah.
We start with the line out.
Sorry?
Start.
Oh, was it outside? There is 15 in. Thanks. Everybody okay? Everybody all right? 14 okay? Yeah, now it's a penalty here. Penalty here.
He's ruled a dangerous tackle.
Well, 14's
Dangerous.
not okay.
Go down, guys.
Clyde
Go
Rathbone
down.
leaving the field. Bit of a tough call from Andre Watson. Didn't look like a dangerous tackle. Fair tackle, just a clash of heads. Clyde Rathbone will be in the ice bath for a while tonight.
Paul Rathbone's run at him full tilt. Benny hasn't moved a muscle, has he? He's just stood there and said, give it your best.
He qualifies for Australia, the South African, because of his Australian-born grandmother, who's watching in Durban. Mortlock out wide. Gregan with quick ball here for Takiri. Mbai was the tackler. Brendan Cannon.
See the pace of the game now. The Wallabies trying to pick the pace of the game up. George Gregan trying to free it from the ruck quickly.
Mortlock. And this is Giteau out on the wing. He's been elusive and electric off the mark. And Mortlock adds his beep as well. Nathan Sharp. 22-metre line. Australia by 15.
Goal going forward. Everybody around it.
Well, Australia not making too much ground.
Thank you.
We see Roth on the sideline. He's also been injured. And there we see the rugby stalwart, Matt Burke. Isn't it great to see him get another go?
78th test match for Matthew Burke. He's been on a roller coaster ride this year. As Roth departs.
This is one thing the Wallabies didn't want. A couple of weeks before the All Blacks playing the Pacific Islanders, who are a physical defensive team, losing Rathbone and Roth.
Lafaya Li'i is on, and some great rugby coming up. Australia and New Zealand in a fortnight. Big telecast, international game. Tri-Nations underway. The Islanders face the All Blacks next week in North Harbour, New Zealand.
Okay, thank you. Wait up. Go.
Lafaya Li'i, very experienced lock. And Lions allowed to run there. Big chance here for the Aussies. Nathan Sharp's taken 3 with him. Gregan knows the try's on here. Larkham, they're queuing up for Latham. Goal line away to the left. Afeake has left the field. Lafaya Li'i is on. Australia looking for its 5th try against this gallant Pacific Islander team.
Advantage goal!
So they were up too quickly in defence. Advantage being played.
That's fine, it's not high.
Cleared by Mortlock. Bodies going everywhere.
No advantage. Offside.
Offside was the ruling against Mapasua.
George Gregan body slammed. It's not often you see him injured.
Speed tackled him. Have a look on the fucking.
You see on the Qantas wing cam.
We saw Joe Roth just injuring himself there, so it's 22-7. George Smith arrives. Randiki Samo departs. He's had a rousing game, and George Smith of Tongan extract is now on the field.
This is going to be the hard part. We want to see the rest of this game as nice and clean, because the Pacific Islanders, whether it's Tonga, Fiji, Samoa, we see here George Gregan get rid of the ball and then just absolutely slam nearly head first into the ground. And for the rest of this game, we don't want it to degenerate.
Atau has departed, and Sorelli Mbombo is on. There he is in number 22. He'd probably be the quickest man on the field.
Yeah, back there. Willie. Yeah, of course.
George complaining that it was a spear tackle by Mapasua.
Looks like George Gregan will be leaving the field, allowing Chris Whittaker to come on. New South Wales Waratahs captain George Gregan in his 99th Test match. I want to make sure he's right when he plays his 100th in a couple of weeks' time.
That's some blood substitution on 9 goals.
So Mapasua thought Gregan still had the ball, but you'd have to say that was a very dangerous tackle. Gregan's hurt his neck there.
Number 7, Ferretti, Dorviverata, is off the field.
And Chris Whittaker arrives for the Australians in his 19th Test match, the Waratahs skipper.
This is where he had his
guys happy? We've got 15 either side.
Test captaincy here.
Right, time on.
In the World Cup, Chris Whittaker.
Penalty out.
We also see Jeremy Paul coming on for Brendan Cannon. He's had a strong game. But around the rucks and mauls, George Gregan's had a bit of a hard time tonight, especially off the ball. There's just a little bit of niggling play that he's been getting attacked. And there we see Brendan Cannon had a whale of a game. Great work rate round the paddock, rewarded with a try.
And Jeremy Paul got his first one straight. He's on the money.
Bickerman at the front. So the Wallaby forwards feeling they can do the job here, and Jeremy Paul, with 2 tries last week against England, in possession. He's got a sniff at the goal line. Here it comes.
Short. Scrum down.
No try.
Jeremy
Andre
Paul.
Watson had his nose in there.
Jeremy Paul only had to wait another 3 or 4 centimetres. Was just a bit eager.
And there was a whale of room over onto the right-hand side of it. Just had a little bit of a look. Unfortunately, close, but not close enough. They'll have to go back and start again, and he can see it.
Eagle eye of Andre Watson.
Engage. Okay.
Pacific Islanders under the hammer. Their scrum has gone down. Gitto. Oh, Latham! Beautiful!
Hang on.
And did he ground the ball correctly? There were decoy runners going all over the place there.
Look at the grounding.
One of the oldest plays in the book. It came back from the Ramwick days.
Sorry?
What's all going down?
But it was the speed at which Latham's gone there. Look, he was just coming up the side. I don't know if he's had control.
I don't think there's any downward pressure here, Chris Latham.
I think it looks like it might have slid out to the side of his hand as he goes to put the ball down. Couldn't get a good view there, but oh geez, he's come through yet again and hit that ball with speed, bumping players off. And I don't think that's a try.
Clearly he's lost control.
We don't know. We'll get the call now. Otherwise, it could be yours.
But we'll leave it to Steve Walsh.
Well, a great move of the Australian backs. Larkham coming around Giddo. Mortlock coming back around Giddo. Giddo just throwing a little flick past to Latham coming through. Confused us.
But what he did do was the way he hit the ball straight and hard, as he did. We saw him do exactly the same against the English last week.
Well, Gordon, what sort of downward pressure do you need?
Right on. Thank you very much. Thank you. Can I go? Okay. Lost it forward. White ball.
How many replays do you need?
You need a little bit more pressure.
25.
Chris Latham, pretty disappointed with that. Was a very well executed move. Latham scoring a few tries here in his last Test match.
Right, let's go. Don't shove before the ball's on that side. Talk to your locks to hold back.
Semo Satiti.
Crouch and hold.
Number 19 is on, the Manu Samoa captain. At flanker on the far side.
Thank you. Right.
Tamo Peao is also on at tight head prop.
A big push by Bill Young.
Ball pops out for Australia. Here's Mortlock. Rauluni, the tackler. Whittaker goes in. And the Islanders back in possession. Or are they?
Holding on. No. Yeah. In there, please.
Take
Holding
it from the right
ball.
spot.
Yes, thank you.
Rambeni. Here's Latham wanting it on the full. This is Matthew Burke. Little bit of a stutter step. Mbombo, the tackler.
Holding on. Come on, 7. Get back. Let it go.
This is Mbombo.
Right, you can go.
Keep your eyes on him, number
Get out
22.
Of it. Get out of it. 7, come here.
Phil Waugh
18.
being called out.
It's been a great game, but I won't have that. Sportsmanship, don't do that. Away you go. 10 minutes. I
It's
tried.
Dan Vickerman.
I tried.
He said 7. But a sin bin here for Dan Vickerman. Slowing the ball down, I think, is the ruling.
And you play the guy winning the 10 again. Second time. This year.
He didn't retire the 10 metres as well.
I think Andre's just getting frustrated. You see Dan Vickerman there coming back, didn't retire the 10.
But just prior to that, what had happened was that Vickerman, actually Andre Watson, pushed him out of the way to let the Islanders be able to play the quick ball. And as he said, it's not just for not doing it twice, but it's also the sportsmanship angle of it.
Well, there was an Australian player up in front of Vickerman there. He must be feeling hardly done by. This is Latui, the hooker. Good pressure coming from the Australians. Billy. They have 4 men out here. Mapasua. Bad pass. Mbombo's joined the fray out there.
Thank you.
Get off the line! Get in!
That's Rambeni. Back to Rauluni and Billy.
And you hear the calls of the Australians. Get off the line coming out there. That's still where they're working together into the defence.
Sideways, play on.
No knock on, he says. Billy off the Australians, who are a man down at the moment, George Smith. And they'll be glad to get this into touch. Matthew Burke does the job. So about 12 minutes before full time, it's been a bruising, thumping contest. Australia ahead 22-7, but a lot of walking wounded on the touchline.
A lot of replacements for the Wallabies, so it's an opportunity for all the reserve players to show their worth. Matt Burke, Chris Latham, especially George Smith as well.
Play on! Larkham. This is Rambeni. He's isolated. Phil Waugh, or it might have been Chris Whittaker in there that time. And Smith a little sideways in his approach. Now the Wallabies clean out strongly.
Fantastic tackle by Larkham there before. Big man on littler man. He's gone, hit him at the hips, slipped down, right round the ankles, then back up to be able to get the turnover.
George Smith to Phil Waugh. Back to Smith again. Nice low body heights. They're about 40 metres out from the Pacific Islanders goal line. Great pass to Mortlock and Latham. Just ankle tap from behind. Billy was there sweeping. Latham still going. Join me, he says, and Larkham does.
Backwards, play on.
Now the count is on. Sivivatu comes through on Giddo. That's a fine tackle. Giddo had to release.
Playing it up.
There's a chance here for the Islanders. Billy. Sisa back to Rauluni. Tonga.
Back by goal. Play on. It was
Weha. It was knocked down there by the Aussies. Went backwards.
Play on.
Referee's quite happy. Rawanga in on David Lyons. But Australia doing it a bit tough at the moment with Vickerman in the sin bin. And happy just to look for the comfort of the touchline. Now that's wonderful skill from Billy. Bombo's with him.
Billy out in the covers.
Sisa, Koyomaya Mbole. And Whittaker was there. Here they go again. The try is on here for the Islanders. Mbole! The speedster! Brilliant! And Mbombo gets the try. Probably a consolation in the 71st minute.
That movement's been going so long back and forth, I don't even know where it started.
Well, Mbombo, he just followed the kick up. It was just a phase after phase. Matt Giddo didn't put his kick out early on. Mbombo, he's one of the quickest players on the field, but he only had 5 or 10 metres to go. And he's pretty happy.
So the former policeman, Sorelli Mbombo, who had a season in Portugal, would you believe? Well travelled and a great try. And finally some joy there for John Bowe, Michael Jones and Johnny the Shoe. And Jeremiah Mbaye, it makes it a 7-pointer for the Islanders. The sin binning very critical there for the Australians. The Australian coach Eddie Jones has come down to the touchline here.
Well, Eddie, I think he'd probably be a little bit concerned with his players. The off-the-ball incidents that Eddie wants to make sure that there's no more injuries in this game as Matt Burke takes a blinder to Mortlock.
Sterling Mortlock, can he go all the way? Sure can! Mortlock gets his second, and it was all from the kick-off.
It took the Pacific Islanders by surprise. Stephen Larkin from the kick-off didn't go right-hand side where his forward pack was and waiting. But Matt Burke was waiting left-hand side. And that's where the kick went.
There was no one on the 10-metre line there for the Islanders. They were certainly caught on the hop. It should have been taken on the full by them.
Burke superbly in the air, though, and Mortlock didn't need Smith inside him. Good, strong run by Mortlock. A great offload by Matt Burke.
Well, he's had a look inside and he's thought, sized up the opposition and was going for himself. What he did there was have presence of mind to realise he was so close to the line and keep rolling over, keeping the one motion, put the ball down.
Matthew Burks splits those uprights. He's very proud of himself. He recently parred the road hole at St Andrews. He was over there with the Barbarians. British Open starting at St Andrews in 2 weeks.
Mortlock's been strong tonight. A player who had a couple of knee injuries last week. Been outstanding form for the Brumbies this year as well.
George Smith, who's been very good since he's come on. Jeremiah Mbaye was the tackler over the top. Australia just wanting to keep the ball away from the Islanders now.
Matt Giddo just settling play down. Go 2 or 3 phases, then settling it down.
No. New ball, form. Too many wrongs. There's no surprise in that.
Andre Watson sizing up the situation, realising if the ball goes into touch, if you want to do a quick line-out throw, you must use the same ball.
Ladies and gentlemen, the intended figure for tonight's match, 19,296.
Taken by Satito. Villy just probing at that Wallaby defence. Loaki to Latui. Great tackle by Lyons that time. Tongawiha, the loose head prop.
Wait.
Rauluni goes in for Villy.
Advantage goal. Advantage
Lost
goal.
ahead there by the Islanders.
Lost it forward.
Good to see they're still trying towards the death of the game. Less than 5 minutes to go. Still trying to push the pass, but just not coming off.
Australia have still got to make sure they play. There's still 4.5 minutes in this game, and the calibre of the people of the Pacific Islanders, they're able to put on a couple of quick tries, and what a great crowd we have here for South Australia.
28,196 for Australia-Namibia last year, and nearly 20,000 here tonight. Mortlock again. He's been dynamic with his centre partner, Matt Gitto.
On his feet.
Mortlock always breaks that first tackle. He always tries to get the offload as there's a turnover.
Montasua, Lawaki. He had Latui outside, the hooker.
Rock, no hands, fellas. Last feet, 16.
So can the Islanders get a belated try here? Tongawiha driven back in the tackle by Chris Latham. Oh, that's a pity. Rambeni just took his eye off it, and frustration for the speed men out wide. Sivavatu's hardly touched the ball tonight. Bickerman shortly to return.
Well, Rambeni and Gordon, you say the speed men. Sure they'll get an opportunity next week as well.
Just calm down and play the game. I'll cool down in 10 minutes.
Joe Roth, just heard the news that Joe Roth has injured his right knee.
Come close to
Well,
White.
the Wallaby selectors hope that's not too serious.
Thank you.
Here's Larkham, and he's been in commanding form at fly half, particularly with that right boot. And he's really rubbed the noses of the Islanders into the mud here. Rathbone suffering concussion.
That is a fair size ice bag. Stephen Larkham tonight, he's been outstanding. He's made sure the ball's in front of his forward pack. And he'll need to do that in a couple of weeks' time when they play the All Blacks in Wellington as well.
Got two.
Ball taken there by Satito.
He's in the air.
You can't tackle a man in the air.
Let it go.
Jeremy Paul wanting to get on with it. Now George Smith, little step. David Lyons, a big step off his left foot. This will really ram home Australia's superiority if they can score here. But a brave effort from the Pacific Islanders in their historic first Test match. And a great crowd has turned up at the Adelaide Oval. Whittaker to Larkham, keeping the ball alive here. David Lyons.
Hands off now, hands off. No. There's too many bodies there. Only word's going to come out.
Well, the Islanders still 1.5 minutes to go, and their defence has been fantastic. They're refusing to give in. Not a good sign seeing Sterling Mortlock on the ground at this late stage of the game. But he's put a mountain of work in. We see Chris Whittaker going up the ball, came down awkwardly, and hence the reason why the penalty was given. Dangerous situation. Mortlock, as he's done all night, running it hard, straight and fast.
May have just run into the knee there of Lawaki. Fell awkwardly. Just behind the knee, perhaps. So Australia's done a lot of tackling tonight. They've made 115 tackles to the Islanders 107. So he's got a nasty shiner on that right eye.
Well, we saw at training only a couple of days ago, there was an injury to Matt Dunning where he suffered a fractured eye socket. It looked like something very innocuous when it first started.
And it looks as though Nick Henderson's going to come on for his first Test match. The ACT Brumbies prop forward. He's getting ready to come out. It's only just over a minute to go.
And Nick Henderson taking the place of Matt Dunning, who we spoke about was injured with a fractured eye socket.
Yeah, it's just a slip.
Wouldn't it be a fantastic occasion for him if he could get on here today?
Crouch and pull. Engage. Thank you.
Australia scoring 3 tries to 2 in the second half. And Whittaker put under a lot of pressure there.
The Australians still haven't got that scrum the way they want at the moment, been under constant pressure so far tonight.
He hit his own man, said Andre. Just as well it wasn't a knockout punch. Larkham reacting as Mapasua flew through on him.
Holding in.
So can the Islanders, they're keen to really break out here.
Well, Mapasua coming way out of the line to try and cut off the Australian play.
Koia Mayambole has tried very hard at number 8. Lafayali'i. Taumo Peau.
The way the Islanders have been able to promote the ball tonight and keep it going has been fantastic. Their continuity has been tremendous.
Here's Mbai. That's Lowaki. He scored a try. He's very hard to stop. Tapped down there by Smith.
Knocked on, advantage.
A knock on by the Australians, so a last-ditch chance for the Islanders to get their 3rd try. But how about Lowaki? No wonder he's been earmarked for the All Blacks, this guy.
He's having a whale of a game. Okay. He's been all around the shop tonight, but distressingly we saw...
White ball, knock on, no advantage.
Mortlock.
Come on, let's go.
Having his eye having trouble there, and a great night for Nick Henderson. Here we see Mortlock coming off with that shiner under the eye. Hopefully it's nothing more than just a bit of bruising. But Nick Henderson actually coming onto the side of the scrum we see here.
Tight head prop coming on as a flanker. Koia Mayambole.
A bit extra grunt in that scrum.
Mapasua. Giddo underneath him. Soialo. Latui. There goes the hooter. Tonga-Wiha, Soialo, Sisarambeni. Asking questions now of the Australian defence. Seremaya Baya, Mapasua. Referee playing advantage.
Advantage wide.
So there's been some offside. Latui, nicely. Here's the chance. Rauluni couldn't offload. Tonga-Wiha. Knocked down by Rambeni. That's it. The crowd got their money's worth here tonight. And the Islanders have shown they're potentially a world-class outfit. The final score, after Australia led 10-0 at half-time, Wallabies 29, Pacific Islanders 14. And a very enthusiastic response from the crowd. But it really was tough going for the Australians against this very physical team. They knew they were in a very tough test match tonight.
Well, the Australian players will be in that shed and they'll be very happy they've got out of this game the way they've been going.
Let's go down to ground level and Tim Horan.
George Gregan, pretty tough match out there tonight.
Yeah, it was tough conditions and they always play a physical style, so it was everything we expected.
Was it a good pre-run for 2 weeks' time against the All Blacks? You might face similar conditions.
Yeah, it's good to play in these conditions because, you know, the more you play them, the better you get at playing in them. And in terms of the physical contest, it was really good for us to come up against a team like this, and obviously that leads you well into the Tri-Nations.
How's your body? You came off with about 15 minutes to go?
Yeah, I just got landed sort of awkwardly on my shoulder, so it's just a bit of a stinger, so I just have to see how that comes up and scans.
Well done, George. Good luck for a couple of weeks.
Thanks, Helmy. Cheers, mate.
2 weeks before they take on the All Blacks, and the Pacific Islanders just working their way around the field. Nick Henderson thrilled to be on for his first test match. Let's go back to Tim.
Anigi, you must be very proud of your guys tonight.
Yeah, it was the first test match. I mean, at this level, it's different from playing sort of Super 12 teams, and the guys realise that you just can't make those little mistakes because you get booted, punished, seriously.
You really took it to the Wallabies early on, and especially just after half-time. You're 7 points behind. Did you think you were a chance then?
Yeah, we figured that the English gave the Aussies a big run yesterday in the forwards, so if we could soften them up in the forwards, which we tried to do, and they stuck at their guns, and we cracked them a couple of times, but not as much as we thought, so great on the boys for holding them.
Well, Nick, you got tremendous support here tonight. I'll let you go and join your team.
It's a bit cold. I wouldn't mind getting into a hot shower. Cheers.
Thanks, man.
Anoke Apeake, the captain of the Pacific Islanders, who now meet the All Blacks next week. The Wallabies salute the crowd. The final score here, Australia has downed the Pacific Islanders in this historic test match by 29-14. After the break, we're going to have the man of the match. We'll be speaking to him. But now it's time to look at more of those terrific Ford classic tries. Rugby is full of classic tries, and tonight you can relive some absolute pearlers. All you have to do is